This is Congressman Danny Davis, and I approve of this message.
Why don't you pick up the call? You ain't that busy. Nah.
Motivated G on the MIC. Get out to vote Motorcade. Congressman Danny K Davis with community partners. Your vote is your voice. Impacts public policy. Picks who will represent you and your interests. Join the historic Motorcade Saturday, October 31st, 2020. 12 o'clock noon to 3 p.m. Kickoff 2815 West 5th Avenue, Chicago, Illinois. Activate, motivate, and educate our community to get out and vote. Voting Rights Act of 1965 and John Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act 2020. To find out more about that, test your knowledge on the back. For more information or to join us, contact Jackie Greer or Sharita Logan. Call 773-533-9940 or text at 312-860-0815. Voting Rights Act of 1965. After the Civil War, the 15th Amendment, ratified in 1870, prohibited states from denying a male citizen the right to vote based on race, color, or previous condition of servitude. Nevertheless, in the ensuing decades, various discriminatory practices were used to prevent African Americans, particularly those in the South, from exercising their right to vote. Take the quiz. What was the intent of the Voting Rights Act of 1965? Check all that apply. 1. Overcome legal barriers at the state and local levels. 2. Help African Americans exercise their right to vote under the 15th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution. 3. Considered one of the most far-reaching pieces of civil rights legislation in U.S. history. Or 4. All of the above. If you checked all of the above, you're absolutely correct. John Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act 2020. The John Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act responds to the current conditions by restoring the full protections of the original bipartisan Voting Rights Act of 1965, which was last reauthorized in Congress in 2006, but gutted by the Supreme Court in 2013. Following the Shelby County decision 7 years ago, several states passed sweeping voter suppression laws that disproportionately prevented minorities, the elderly, and the youth from voting. Objective of the act: create a new coverage formula that applies to all states and hinges on a finding of repeated voting right violations in the preceding 25 years. Establish a targeted process for reviewing voting changes in jurisdictions nationwide, focused on measures that have historically been used to discriminate against voters. And increase transparency by requiring reasonable public notice for voting changes. Activate, motivate, and educate our community to get out and vote.
This is Congressman Danny Davis, and I approve of this message.
For more information or to join us, contact Jackie Greer or Sharita Logan. Call 773-533-9940 or text at 312-860-0815.
Phone is ringing. Why don't you pick up the call? You ain't that busy. Stop the